Hi, I'm Tom. I just wanted to ask, have you any advice or top tips for any upcoming musicians or any kind of wisdom you'd like to share?
I think the key. Have you ever heard of this theory about the 10,000 hours theory? Yes. Put in your 10,000 hours, write as many songs as possible, gig as much as possible. Always be nice to people because that is how the music industry works now. It doesn't work on who's the best. It works on who's got the best music and who's the nicest. That's why the people at the top of the chart. That's why Gary Barlow's been big for so many years because he's such a lovely bloke. Everyone wants to help him out. Ollie Murs, fantastic. He's really nice to everyone. That's why it works. Whereas you see certain singers who may not be nice to everyone and then they have a slow decline. I don't know. But yeah, I'd say be nice, write songs, do gigs.
Yo, what's good, people? Sean here, rapper turned author / entrepreneur. Check me out for entertainment and industry advice. Welcome to Cole's Corner. Right here we've got Ed Sheeran talking about what it takes and advice to make it in the music industry. Now, if you watch the full interview of this, he's talking about the 10,000 hour rule. I suggest you do go and watch the full interview just to get the full context and the full advice that he gives, because it is good advice, okay? The 10,000 hour rule is a theory done by Malcolm Gladwell. He has a book out about it, and it's just basically a theory of saying that it takes 10,000 hours of practice for someone to make themselves an expert of their field. So, for example, if you want to be an actor, it's going to take you 10,000 hours of practicing the craft for you to become an expert actor, right? So if you wanted to do music, it's going to take you 10,000 hours of writing songs, doing shows, performing, etc., etc., for you to basically become an expert of your craft. Now, some people believe in the theory, some people don't. But I think the general premise of it is, for you to get good at something, it's gonna take a lot of work. And I think that's something that anybody can agree to. I think, no one's gonna deny that if you want to become an expert at whatever you're doing, it is gonna take a lot of work. So let's not necessarily get too caught up on the 10,000 hours. Let's just think of 10,000 hours is a lot of time, and it's a lot of patience and dedication it's going to take for you to put that much time and effort into something to try and be the best you can be at your craft. So he also mentioned being nice to people, and this is something I also want to expand upon. Right, so okay, this is something that I've always been a bit funny about when I hear this, and I'll explain why. I do completely agree with what he's saying. The music industry isn't necessarily based on talent anymore. That went a long time ago. You can kind of see these days that you can get people who are social media influencers who can turn to do music and be very successful at it. Why is that? Because they already have an audience. So you might get somebody who's becoming a social media influencer from doing pranks, for example, but they've got this huge following of people who love them, and then they say, hey, I want to expand my business, I want to make money in other areas, so hey, I'm just going to go and make a rap song. I'm going to go and make a rap song, and then I can put a single out, which my audience will support because they support me. I can then go and tour as well, because again, these people are my fans and they're going to want to see me and support me. And I'm going to put out merchandise, which again, the people are going to want to support and buy. So this is what happens. And again, goes back to what I speak about with the music industry. It's not really about talent, it's just about who can sell. If they look at you and don't think you're talented, they're not going to care if you've got an audience, because all the record labels are looking for is profit. It's as simple as that. They don't care about how good or bad you are. They just care about if you can sell. That's all it comes down to. So just understand that I do agree about that with the industry. Now look, you can look at that as a positive or a negative. A lot of true artists will see it as a negative because they're like, hey, I've put so much work into my craft, and I'm trying so hard here with talent to get somewhere, and then I see this other person overtaking me who's never rapped a day in their life, but they've got big off of TikTok, and now they're just doing huge, and it can be frustrating for them. However, on the other side, for people who, now I don't want to say people who don't do music, but you know, if you are a rapper or you're a singer or whatever, and let's just say, okay, you might not be the most talented, this might be a different avenue for you to still get an audience. You know, this is giving you kind of a fighting chance of, hey, look, I am still an artist, but maybe there's a lot of people more talented than me, and I want to still try and have a chance to get my music out there, and this is the way for me to do it. I'm going to go down the other route and get an audience first and then put my music out afterwards. So it's a positive and a negative, you see what I mean? There's pros and cons to both ways. But that's definitely something to consider for anybody who's looking into these kinds of careers. Same with acting and stuff, you know, it's all the same. You'll notice, like, when I did my book, like, I realised that the publishing industry and the music industry are very similar. Now, I've never done acting, so I can't necessarily speak on acting, but I do feel like all of these fields in entertainment, they're all very similar. And it's what I'll say with like acting is, like, if you could show that, hey, if they was to put you in this film because you've got an audience, X amount of people are going to go to the cinema to watch your film or buy it online, they're going to put you in it, even if you're not a great actor, because it's a profit. And that's what it all comes down to. This is what you just need to know about these industries, the entertainment industry. They're looking to make profit. It is a business for all fields. Please don't think this is a thing where, you know, these people are passionate about, you know, you might get the odd employees who still care about that kind of thing, but as a whole, the higher ups don't care. They just want to see profit. They just want to see that they're making a profit. That's it. Okay. The other thing, guys, I wanted to expand upon is about being a nice person. Now, it's not that I don't agree with this. I do agree that you should, you know, you've got to be a nice person, because basically, if you're not a nice person, you're burning bridges. And so, let's just say, for example, you've got a radio station who wants you to go on their show and do an interview, yeah? Okay. And you go to the interview, you're being a diva, you're being all difficult, you're not really wanting to answer questions, you don't look like you want to be there, you're not enthusiastic. They say afterwards, hey, can we take a picture just to, you know, put up on our website to say that you've been here, and you're like, not really in the mood, got things to do, I'm gonna go, sorry. They're gonna just look at us, hey, he ain't ever coming back here again. We're never having him back on here. He's got too much of an attitude, he's a diva, like, nah, we're not dealing with that kind of thing, we're not supporting him. Just because you may have great music, please don't think that that's going to be enough for you to get supported. If you burn bridges and you upset people and burn relationships, they can just stop supporting you no matter how great you are. So I definitely agree with that, but this is my whole issue with the whole being a nice guy thing. I don't think you should need to be told to be a nice person, and that's my only issue with it, because, like, when people say, yeah, make sure you be nice to people, it's like, you shouldn't really have to say that. Just be a nice person, like, don't be difficult, you know. And I guess what I'm saying here is, like, I'm speaking in an ideal world, because some people are like that and some people aren't. Some people are just genuinely nice people through and through. Some people are more fake and have to put that on, but I just don't think you should have to think to yourself that I've got to be nice to this person to maintain a relationship, because this is another thing that I'll say. If they feel like you're faking it, then they might just see through that also. They might think, well, this person just feels a bit fake, like, it, you know, the way he acts is a bit over the top, it just doesn't feel natural, it doesn't seem like he's being himself or herself. I just think, you know, you've got to be in your mind, just, okay, let me put it in a different way to maybe make this easier. Be professional. Just always be professional, because that should be enough for you to understand that being a diva is not being professional. Like, if you worked a job You can't go to your job and your manager asks you to do something. You say, oh, I'm not really in the mood. You're going to get fired. It's that simple. You've got to be professional. You might be having a bad day. You might have had a breakup with your partner. You might be going through some stresses at home. But hey, you're at work. You've got a job to do. You got to put that to the side and get on with it. And that's the way you should be when you're doing any kind of career. Just be professional. I don't like saying be nice because I feel like that's telling people to be fake. I agree with what he's saying, but I don't think you should be fake. If you're not a nice person, it's probably going to come through. And I'll be honest with you, there's not a lot I can say for you, because if you're not a nice person, you're going to have a bit of a struggle going through your career. So, you know, this video might be a bit disheartening if some people know deep down that they're an asshole, but I'm just going to be honest with you, like, that's just the truth. I just think that, you know, you've got to just be careful with the way you treat people, you know, and as I say, just be professional. So definitely look into the 10,000 hour rule if there's something that you think you might be interested in. I might dive deeper into that into another video, maybe, if that's something that more people are interested in. But yes, always be professional. Always be professional.
Hey guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Really hope you enjoyed it and found something informative in this. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and feel free to share with other people. And don't forget, you can catch me on the socials as you can see above. Peace.